hey, it's another episode of ArchaeoX. We have a special guest, AmyDawn. We're going to be getting into some of her background. We're also going to be talking consciousness, biohacking, and a bunch of other things. And yes, today, for anyone watching live, we have started significantly at a different time than when we usually started. But that is with travel and other things. And this is not issues to get you going here. Thank you for coming on.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're going to do this again. Hopefully we'll make a series out of this or have time for it. Before we get into anything, of course, how you been?
That's a bad question.
Perfect. We're just drinking water. So cheers.
Cheers.
To
water.
Yeah. And how have things been then?
Okay.
Should we ramp up to that and start with something less serious, like your background?
That would be great.
Or, oh, great. So, I mean, okay. So what got you into, you've been in the health and fitness and longevity for a long time.
Yes. What got me into it was, or is, my youngest daughter. I don't even know if I can start. While I was pregnant.
That was just a few.
So and then when she was born, and for a long time very short, I got really irritated and with doctors. And so, my mom really well. I knew about health. Journal and keep a diary about what I was feeding my baby, or like what I was eating while I was breastfeeding her and all that, and trying to figure out just the ins and outs of her health. I discovered like food as medicine.
That's that on the back. I had this movement book, and on the back of it is a quote by Plato. It said, "Let food be thy medicine, or medicine be thy food."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that's where it really started for me. And then it's just been a journey, and my daughter's name is Journey. So it really has been a journey, and she is 25 years old now and still struggling, but just each step of the way, I discovered more and more about health and wellness, and for my own self, because
26 years you've been at this.
Yeah. So I had been sick my entire life, basically never felt like I just thought being sick or feeling tired or not feeling good was just a normal part of life.
That would suck.
Yeah. And then when I started doing research and like journaling for her health, I started feeling better. Right.
All right.
And so I'm like, okay, this is good. And then when she was like 7 or 8 years old, my mother actually took her for me to some naturopaths and different doctors that were here in Tulsa, and started really realizing like she didn't have the digestive enzymes like in her own body to break down food, leaky gut syndrome, different things. So we took her diet down. Like she was eating like 5 different things that she could tolerate. And so, I mean, honestly, it's just been a journey, like literally day by day testing, like keeping track of everything that was going on in our lives. And so here we are 25, 26 years later. And that path took me on like, okay, well, I'm going to like do some research on nutrition and diet and blood type. So I love the blood type diet. I do believe in it, especially for like A bloods are basically vegetarians, right? And so like I'm an O blood, so O blood need a lot of like meat and protein and low glycemic veggies, and it will change your so
If
and
you go
then
with one.
yeah. And so I do believe in that greatly, and I think there's a lot of fad diets that people can get into, and um, they're not all necessarily good for your health.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And so, and then, becoming an esthetician, I love aesthetics. I think it's amazing and wonderful. But what I've discovered is we can like rub all the creams on our skin. But if we're not living the lifestyle, or we're not eating healthy, we're whole bodies. So
Right.
mind, body, spirit. We want to take care of the outside of our body, but we want to more importantly take care of the inside of our body. And doing that is going to help change the outside of your body. Beauty from the inside out has always been my mantra. So
True. This journey started even before that. I mean, you were pretty athletic when you were young, growing up.
yes.
So by the time you start journaling about her health, how does it do you rediscover your own, like you have a level of fitness and health that you think you're at. When you start journaling for her as a baby, does it immediately start changing, like the leaky gut? You mentioned leaky gut. So like Dr. Alejandro Jung, clean gut and clean, and the whole idea of, did you just, what started falling in that was new to you once you started journaling? Like, what did you start doing maybe differently or looking into? What happened first? Because it sounds like you started right as everybody else is, just all these books that have rampaged out that are really good and great resources. You're discovering it on your own and ahead of it.
Yeah. So yeah, 25 years ago, there was no such thing as like, no one said gluten-free. That's not what we were saying.
Just saying you're messed up.
Like basically. And then it's like, oh, what can you eat? Oh, well, basically fruits and veggies at that time. We really didn't know what, like I wasn't like on purpose saying, oh, it's the gluten, which I hate to even say it's the gluten now, because my daughter can go to Italy or Greece and eat everything over there and not be sick, but eat one thing over here and it can take her out for 6 months, like immediately. Well, I've never been able to
Yeah.
But here it's really the glyphosate, or like the chemicals that we put on the wheat or the rye or the barley, that are creating this sickness,
The pesticides.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah. The pesticides. So I even hate to blame it on gluten.
When it's the chemistry that's producing it.
Yes. And, so gluten essentially is like our collagen. So collagen is what holds us together. It's like the glue that holds us together, right? Gluten in food, or wheat, rye, barley, that kind of thing, is literally the collagen of the plant.
Yeah.
It's holding it together. It's the glue. And so, but that's not actually what's making us sick. It's just the chemicals.
So you're learning this in real time as you're journaling. You don't know.
No.
So what were this like? Let's fast forward for a minute. So before we go on the total journey, where are you now? What do you do now? What's your, I guess, do you want to describe your business now?
Sure.
To where you're at now, and then we'll rewind, because I do want the journey to it, to get to what your business is now, is so important, because it really does not just validate, it shows a depth and a level of understanding to what you're now practicing. So I think I just want to fast forward quick, and what's your business currently?
Currently it is, I love to help people, like, how do I say it? Really just figure out their lifestyle, like their diet. And I don't want to say the word diet really, but lifestyle. So food is medicine. I do Chinese medicine, acupuncture, which I love, because acupuncture can change your life. You know, it's not just a pain reliever. It's like you can people for any ailment, but
I've never had it done.
oh, all right. Well, this is dumb. So
Okay.
we're acupuncture use soon and very soon, and then you can speak about it to your audience
Okay.
about how amazing it is. So one of the things that I love to do when I'm acupuncturing people is there's steroid points on
Steroid points.
there's steroid points on like your bottom rib here, the shorter rib.
Okay.
So like I love to acupuncture that because anybody who's in pain, I just acupuncture those points, right? And then there's also your sympathetic and your parasympathetic points. And anyone who's nervous about acupuncture, I will acupuncture those first because it you so much that you're just like out. And most people fall asleep on the table
While they're getting stabbed? That's
okay.
one thing.
So acupuncture needles are literally like as thin as your hair, like one strand of hair, thinner than your hair. You can
Really?
barely feel it last, like you feel the tingle of the needle for more than 2 seconds. I tell my clients, hey, just let me know. And usually just tapping right where the needle is, like right beside it, calms that. And then that also tells me a lot. Like, okay, well, maybe we need to deal more with this meridian or, you know.
So I didn't know they were that thin. I honestly thought they were the size of bobby pins. No?
No. The funny thing is too, I can't remember the name of the movie, but almost every person that comes in, there's like some horror show and it's about like, I don't even know because I don't watch horror shows.
Me neither.
But apparently there's a horror show where a girl's getting acupunctured and she's trying to reach for her phone or something and she falls off the table and these acupuncture needles like stab her and she dies.
Oh.
So everybody's like, could this happen to me? No, probably not. Like it's going to hurt if you fell onto the floor, but why are you like moving around that much?
Okay.
And also that's just not how,
That's not how they work.
No. Now, I will say that there are some freaking huge acupuncture needles that are like this long. I do not use those. I don't even know in what circumstance.
Wait, would that entirely go in you?
No. Okay. So when we're doing acupuncture needles, it's literally like the tiniest amount that goes in, like maybe 1/8 of an inch, a little bit, maybe up to 1/4 of an inch. Really not even 1/4 of an inch, probably.
Okay. So we're not like talking impaling lungs or organs or.
No.
For those that want to know.
Right. And I mean, I feel like there may be those circumstances where we get too close to a nerve and it causes you to zing. Because I mean, have you ever like elbow and it zings really hard? We could get too close to a nerve and it has that zingy, feel.
So these acupressure points are not nerve points.
No,
They're
we do
totally
not. So basically, in Chinese medicine, what we're doing is there's meridians, and there's points within each meridian is creating balance with the chi. So not chi, but qi, chi. When you're born, you have this life force called chi, right?
Yeah.
And so we're balancing it, we're harmonizing. And so we can get, say, trapped emotions, and that blocks that energy source. Or maybe we have pain or an injury or childhood trauma or anything, basically, and it stops that certain meridian, that we stop the flow of energy. So like we are opening up and balancing that flow of energy that is your life force.
You've seen some pretty miraculous results.
Yes. I really feel like acupuncture has been the best thing that I've learned for my own self because I do love to help people. I love to serve people. And acupuncture is just one of those things that I've seen people there's a lot of things that I can feel or see, like almost like a movie going on in my head. And so when I'm doing acupuncture, I do that same thing and I can feel things in the body. And sometimes it feels electric, or sometimes I'm seeing pictures. And then if I'm seeing pictures, I can ask the right questions, you know. So clients really do, I try to earn their trust, because the more honest they are with me, or more
To Christy. All right. So the sound should be back again. And as usual, in traveling, I have had all sorts of issues, and the original sound card I had was not working. So now, how about now? How about now? Everybody, one more time.
no sound again.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're on a delay. They're on about a 2-minute delay. So whatever we just did, it might take another 60 seconds. Yes, it is. All right. Well, good for us. Thank you. So for what's been missed, you're going to love this. Yep. Because this is why we're having impromptu.
I make things up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Basically, you were saying originally that you worked at a bar and then you lost a bet.
And so I had to just start poking people with needles.
And you're like, how can I?
Yeah.
And that's when you got into acupuncture.
No, well, first I started waxing, and that was just not gonna. And then
you're like, you know what? I could stab people.
I can stab people for.
They're like, no, they're not. There's more like an axe. And then it was like, are as thin as hair.
Yes.
So maybe they're not used to it. Maybe they don't know it. You're staying away from nervous systems. You're going after their chi, which is not what you were specific about what kind of chi you're going for, because the Chinese look at it differently.
Yeah. So it's our life force. It's what we're born with. And so.
So you're doing this for what's been missed. You're doing this for a living. You're doing this. You have this origin, just to catch everyone up, because we're fully sounded now. Loud and clear. Good for us.
Yay.
We're finally there. So what we're doing is, investigating our health. It's been 25 years with your daughter. You started looking to gluten-free, which turned out that was something you needed, something she needed. The thyroid. By the way, what did you say your thyroid was from the get-go?
Thyroid storm. So hyperthyroidism, completely different than hypothyroidism, which my understanding always was that hypo was low and hyper is high. And so I was just thinking of them as opposites. But honestly, being, it literally will shut your entire body down. My organs were failing.
How long? And this was while you were pregnant?
While I was pregnant. With my youngest daughter. Yes. No, I had thyroid issues for probably most of my life, but like I said, I was 9 when I had her. No, I'm just kidding. But probably thyroid problems started around, maybe. I just know that I felt awful for most of my life. And then I've been pregnant with her. I'm just telling my age, but
no one knows about that.
No. Yeah. Right. I lost a lot of weight. And so typically in pregnancy, you're gaining weight, right? But I'm 5'9". I got down to 87 pounds.
And that's really thin.
Yes. It was I look like a skeleton. I look back and I see some pictures and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that I looked that horrible. But
and for anybody, whether or not we lost sound at that, I mean, you were athletic, you were long distance running, you were gymnastics, you were cheerleader, you were consistently not just doing a little bit of against fitness and health and sports from the time you were young on,
Mm-hmm.
and you hadn't really stopped by the time you are pregnant.
Yeah.
But now so maybe while you were younger, would stuff flare up and then like your body just kind of powered through it?
Yeah. I just thought that it was part of life. Oh, like,
That's how you.
so I didn't know that you could feel good.
So
How I
it's
became,
awful.
I know. And seriously, and it was only because of the love of my child, figure out why my daughter's so sick. And in that, like, I'm breastfeeding her, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm watching what I eat, I'm journaling everything, and I'm watching her reactions. And like, she would get fevers that would spike, or like just weird stuff was happening to her all the time. So like, start narrowing it down. And my mom lived with me at the time. And so like, we were eating fresh veggies and trying to like really make things healthy. And like, when Journey started eating baby food, like making it homemade and not putting in any additives or like, and so in that I discovered food as medicine. And I started reading, like, there's a doctor, or Reuben Jordan, or Jordan Rubin. He wrote some books like oh gosh, what did he even call it? The Master's Diet, or I don't even remember, but it's like basically biblical. And so I went
Ancient grains and
yeah. And so like, I went and watched him at a church in Oklahoma City, and I was like, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. So really started trying to narrow my diet and Journey's diet down because of what he said. And then like, I started feeling better. I was like, oh, this is good. Like, whoa, like I can feel better.
Yeah.
And yeah, so basically our whole existence, Journey and I,
Right.
has been geared towards like eating healthy. But I became an esthetician like 20 plus years ago. In that, I wanted to help people look better. And I realized that the best way to feel better is, or look better, is beauty from the inside out. So it's taking care of the inside of our body.
Which leads you down a lot of, because that's one of the exciting things about it. If we're going to keep, I hope we keep talking about all of this, because your background, that took you down decades of learning.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Like, I've never stopped learning. I've been in some sort of school every day of my life.
Do you want to even talk about some of the schooling that you've actually done?
I don't know. Maybe.
No. All right. Because look, you're being a little humble about it. You have a lot of education.
Yes. Because I like, that is how, like, I just want to be able to just give to the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but most importantly, what drove me was helping my daughter to feel good.
Which is cool, which is amazing, which is courageous. And it's all the things that every, super mom. On top of it, though, you ended up, it maybe having the same issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't even know what to say, but I don't believe that at all. And things like, somebody may not be affected by, say, glyphosate or a pesticide or whatever, but then there's like so many people, the statistics anymore, like, higher every year, people that are gluten intolerant or dairy intolerant or like lactose intolerant. Cheese is one of the most addictive things, and it's because of the chemicals and stuff that they put inside of, and the hormones that are in our milk and our, different dairies. And now this is almost like crack. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, then there's sugar, which
and sugar is the most dangerous drug that there is. It's the most addictive. It also ages us faster than any other thing. And we've been makes me so angry about the sun. It's really not even the sun that ages us. It's it's called gliding, and it basically, the sun like turns it on.
So it's just floating in us or stuck in our cellular system, in our fats. And then the sun is activating that, not the sun. The sun's not doing it.
No, and like we need the sun to help, like there's so many benefits to getting sun every day,
Right.
and like even the supplement methylene blue. Like I don't know a lot about it, but what I do know is it's a trendy thing right now. But
I have a friend who's been doing it for 30 years.
Uh-huh.
There's some other people that are just getting on it that I know, but it's definitely it's something that came to my attention, but like 5 years ago, 6 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe even longer.
So if you're taking that supplement, great. I think it's an amazing thing. But if you want the full effects of it, you have to get out into the sun. The sun turns it on.
Because the sensory organ we have is the skin,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pulling in all these invisible spectrum lighting frequencies, energy systems that your brain is then interpreting and doing things with. Our brain interprets everything. Anyway, I'm fascinated by it.
Yeah, it's so intriguing. Like, I just feel like there's not enough time in the day to learn all the stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I was listening to something today where it was talking about nitric oxide. And one of the most important things for brain health, or like keep getting dementia or these kind of things like Alzheimer's and that kind of thing, is nitric oxide. Turn that on. Humming. Why? I was like, what? So humming, literally 14,000 or 1,400 times more nitric oxide just by humming.
So then what happens when we hit like when we speak or something, like how much of those sacred frequencies really all have to do with activating these systems that only work if it's frequency.
Right.
Sound.
I just learned about and I always thought was like I don't know what I thought it was, but like, but when I got my breathwork certification, I learned about it literally is frequencies. Like it's like, and then here, it's like turning this whole thing on. And I was just like, whoa, but then to learn that just humming like is going to like do all these things inside of us to where we're like actually combating dementia. We're turning on our neurons, like we're making our brain communicate with each other just by humming, creating new neural pathways just by humming.
Yeah. And then what are we doing with those? It's like, if we're doing these people, and that's the other thing, people think that all ways to receive frequency is the same. So I think one of the problems, I'm not a good audiophile, but I am something like sound. It's like, we're getting sound of our phones, but it's digital, it's digitized. Mm-hmm. So what elements of that wave are missing in what we're hearing from that speaker? The speaker is producing something. We're listening. We're talking to each other. People are listening to us on this, and it sounds like all the right words. Mm-hmm. But if we say Om, are we getting the frequency of Om as we're humming it, or is it then muted? Is it so broken into bits that it cannot be restructured the same on the other end? Whereas if it's an album, if it's a record, if it's a tape, it's a magnetically recorded analog. It is the full frequency in the sound. Mm-hmm. So I just wonder whether or not are we getting the full effect if we just like, I got this thing on my thing and I'm listening to it in my headset, and they want the effects, but are they really getting the full effect?
I don't think so. Like in my heart, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a friend that actually does sound therapy, and she makes, like, by listening to your voice, she can what you're lacking, what
Ooh, I've heard of
frequencies.
this.
Yes, I really want to get into that. It's just another thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
But one more thing, but and I wish I had more information. Like I wish I could remember the information. Or 32, and then they
Yes.
changed it like to a different frequency, and that actually has us all more sick.
People do it on YouTube. They'll play a guitar, whatever it is that's in a current, and then they'll tune it to the other frequency, and then they'll play the same tune. Basically, sounds the same, but the resonance is different. It's I don't know. It's irritating us, keeping us sick.
Yes.
Something.
I wish I could speak more to that because I do believe in that. I believe in frequencies. I believe in energy. I believe that we, even just with our thoughts, can affect a whole room.
And I think just to tie into that, I think it goes right back to what we started with, which some people may have missed, which is affecting, resonating, and beginning the genesis. It's a constant loop within us, but it gets off.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing acupuncture, is it, when you're realigning that, do you pick that up while you're helping someone? Do you feel it yourself?
I do. Like I can feel it. I do feel like that's a gift. You know, but I can feel it. I've had different, like, there's certain people that I can touch and I feel like real energy, almost like it's electricity.
Kind of like a qigong.
Yeah. And, but then there's other people where I don't feel a whole lot, but let's say I'm acupuncturing them and I feel like, I love to do all the modalities. So maybe after I acupuncture them, just today, I acupunctured a person who was having low back pain, which low back pain in the Chinese belief system often comes from worrying about money or having financial problems or maybe even greed.
Okay.
Right. And so like we're trying to unlock that to where there's free flowing, but I wasn't feeling like there was getting a lot of relief in this certain acupuncture session. And so I did some cupping. And normally, so you see cupping and people get very bruised or like very like they have that black circles. That is not really a good thing, guys. Like it's really not. It's not
like destroying lots of blood vessels.
That's a lot of toxins. That shows me whenever somebody turns black really quickly that it's toxins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not, that's all their diet.
We're not trying to make you black. Like I try to rub that out. Like I try to do a massage with the cups and like leave you as little bruised as possible. That's like, or that blood coming to the surface. But like so today, like I was like, okay, I don't feel like this acupuncture session is doing what it actually needs to do. And I started doing the cupping, and immediately within seconds, the person started turning black. Right. And I'm like, okay, I just told them that I don't want to turn them black. Like I want to make sure that they don't. But that's where like the energy for the acupuncture, this is a work in progress.
You have to take them where they start.
It's going to be a work in progress. Like I need you to drink more water. I need you to eat healthier. Like, let's talk about that, because most 99.9999% of the people that I'm talking to will say, oh yeah, I eat really healthy. And then we talk about it and I'm like, oh, no.
And so not only are they not, but then you're going to acupuncture them. So how effective is that going to be?
It's really not that effective when you're not taking care of whole body. So like, it just goes deeper than just acupuncture. Like there may be like that session that I'm talking about right now, like the person I today, they need to make some trapped emotions, you know, to make some change in the pain that they have.
Does that change, like when you're doing the acupuncture, does that change do things happen? You said some people fall asleep, but if you hit something, if it's pain, physical pain or mental pain, does stuff come up during acupuncture?
Yes.
Or
so our left side of our body is more emotional, and our right side of our body is more like actual physical.
okay,
So there's times where I'm acupuncturing and maybe the right side of the body, they're coming in for pain. But the right side, they feel none of the needles. But then every time I'm putting a needle, that's telling me a lot. That I acupuncture you, the more emotions.
Yeah.
So this person isn't actually, this is physical pain. Like they didn't have a physical injury, which, duh, it's a physical thing. You're feeling pain, but it could have been started because you had a trapped emotion. And so the body is weaker there. Because you think too heavy or lifted something wrong. It actually started
or whatever, something long term.
Right. And so there's like when I see that that's happening, the left side of their body, like doing needling on the left side.
You said you can't feel it.
Well, I'm telling you, a lot of times you can. And there's just certain parts of the body, like where I'll acupuncture and they're like, trapped emotion, like they're struggling here, and then, so there's a therapy that I do. Massage. I'm going to simplify it like on the spine and the brain. So like the side of your big toe and different essential oils. Okay. 25, 30 years. Right. It's a great lot of children in school, like that had ADD. Child could literally make it through a whole week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like every Saturday I had a whole lot of kids. And I had a lot of people that like were supposed to have like surgery on them. I'm not a doctor, but this stuff works. So then over time, especially since I learned like cupping and magnet therapy and acupuncture, infused it all.
we are live again. Hello, everybody. If you actually made it through that 2-minute pause, plus I'm going to have. So other than that, I'll have like 30 minutes without interruption.
Crap.
Do you want to finish that thought, or would you like? Should we just like do that? We're going to do this again.
We're going to do
better
connections, and yeah, the universe will love us. I think what happened was we moved my plant.
What's the difference? What is it? I like plants. There's one thing I know nothing about. I don't know anything about plants.
Well, elephant ears are like these.
Elephant ears.
Those are what is that even called? It's like a bulb that goes in the ground. This is an actual plant with roots.
Okay.
There's no bulb.
No bulb.
It's beautiful and amazing. Yeah, my plants love it over here at the studio.
So we moved the plants. Maybe they're upset. Maybe it's just. Also, the bar got extremely quiet. Not just, like the surrounding, our studio's gotten very quiet.
Yes.
For the space that we, wanted to be in.
Yeah.
So, all right. So things we can also discuss fair. In the meantime, thank you for sticking with us. And we'll just do Wednesday. Or we'll give people an announcement on Wednesday about if we're not going to do Wednesdays. Right. But we'll do Wednesdays and with the right chords and all the right stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And then in the meantime, I should acupuncture you so that you can speak. You're going to love it. It's so great. I've had so many people come in and they're like terrified, but they do it one time and they're like, oh.
I will admit that I'm not terrified. Look, as a contractor, as the kind of business I'm in, I hammer myself, I cut myself constantly all the time, bang on stuff, fingers, arms, whatever, cut myself, legs, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of damage. And somehow the idea of like, and mind you, having been in the hospital for 17 days in the last couple of years. Died. Right. So there isn't a point where it's like I have marks left. There was a point where the phlebotomists were coming in, and because you do this, so we have to scratch the surface of all the things you can do, but
it's disgusting. I mean, it's literally like.
No, I can't. That's exactly what we should be talking about. I'm going to edit all this together so that for the other platforms, so we'll get it to work. But it got to a point where they were taking my blood so many times during the day and at night. So I was in a coma 8 days, but I was there for 17. So of the time that they were constantly coming in and taking blood. But it got to the point where I was on day like 13 or 14 and I came in, I'm like, I don't know where you're going to, and they like everyone I'm fine.
Yeah.
They just had to look at my having been in intensive care and in a coma. She looked at my hands and went, oh,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
She had literally no idea she had no idea where she was going to stab me.
Right. And there's rules for phlebotomists. Like we have to get approval from doctors to do it in certain places, out of the normal places.
Oh, I didn't know
then
that.
It has to be doctor approved to take it from other places.
Yeah. And she almost had to do that because there was nothing, despite my obvious things, there was nothing left I was nothing but needle marks.
Yeah.
It was a good time. Needles. Yeah. It was just, needles. Yeah. I like heroin. How about you?
Oh, so great. Where would I be without heroin?
Yeah. That's how you got your degrees.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It cracks me up too, like people that are covered in tattoos. I love tattoos. I have so many, so I'm not judging.
Yeah, you have a couple that's like, whatever. Yeah. You got a couple.
I love them. But it cracks me up when somebody is covered in head to toe tattoos and they're like, I'm scared of acupuncture.
So much in 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So much. And I've been hit in the forehead with a flat bar. I've had a hammer dropped on my head. Those are two highlights. I cut off part of my thumb once with a utility knife.
I did that too.
You did?
With this finger.
sadly, cool. It all grew back. What about yours? Did it
Yes,
grow back?
it grew back and you can barely tell. Like you can, if you look hard, you'll see like a scar across it, but
You
it's so
split
light.
off the whole section. Kind
Okay, shears, people,
of. Ooh.
shears, hair shears are so sharp. It was like a razor just went through hot butter. And
No. This is definitely staying in, so this is good. If anyone stayed on for this.
yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Shears are not scissors. Let's just say that.
So for all the right reasons, I should say acupuncture should be no trouble. In my mind, it has always been something that I assumed would be incredibly painful.
Mm-hmm.
Always assumed.
Mm-mm. It's really not.
I don't believe it. But let's see. This is I want to say it all now, so that if we're really going to do this, it's like, well, at least I got a talking to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for joining for this complicated, stupid episode. Oh my gosh.
Like,
great. It looks like with all the equipment, we should have high expectations.
Yes, I did. I went in with high expectations. That was ruined. Like
within minutes.
The disappointment is real. Time I'll be like,
yeah, we won't make it. You know what? But this is how we build an audience of fans that are just like, I was with them from the real start.
From the beginning.
When I was with them there.
Yeah. I remember when. We'll hear those stories.
We'll have t-shirts.
It'll be, I love making t-shirts. Yes. T-shirts.
Okay.
I remember when.
Yeah. We already have that in tattoos. It's a start.
So great.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us.